High Admiral Zexthul's crystalline eyes scanned the holographic display with satisfaction. The Galactic Dominion's control grid pulsed with steady blue lights across 73 star systems, each one representing another conquered world brought under their enlightened rule. For 3 millennia, the coalition of superior species had maintained perfect order across this spiral arm of the galaxy. Another primitive world detected in Sector 7G, reported his aide, Lieutenant Kixmore. Early. Industrial development. Standard pacification protocols. Zexthul nodded without looking away from the display. Naturally. What do they call themselves? Humans, sir. From a small blue world, they name Earth. The High Admiral dismissed the information with a wave of his 4-armed appendage. Humans. Another unremarkable species that would soon learn their proper place in the cosmic hierarchy. The pattern never changed. First contact, demonstration of superior firepower, immediate surrender, followed by peaceful integration into the Dominion's workforce. 3 days later, the first Dominion fleet arrived at Earth's solar system. Captain E. Sarah Chen watched the alien vessels materialize on her bridge's main screen. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades, ever since their deep space telescopes detected the systematic conquest patterns moving through nearby systems. While other species had fallen within hours, humans had spent those precious years doing what they did best: adapting, planning, and refusing to accept the inevitable. Incoming transmission, reported Communications Officer Torres. The alien. Commander appeared on screen, his insectoid features arranged in what humans had learned was a condescending expression. Primitive inhabitants of this system, I am High Admiral Zexthul of the Galactic Dominion. You will cease all military activities and prepare for integration into our empire. Resistance is futile and will only delay your enlightenment. Sarah smiled, a uniquely human expression that somehow never failed to unnerve other species. High Admiral, this is Captain Chen of the Terran Defense Force. We've received your invitation. We decline. Zexthul's mandibles clicked in amusement. You misunderstand, Primitive. This was not a request. You have 1 standard time unit to... The transmission cut as Sarah nodded to her weapons officer. The first volley of human kinetic impactors struck the alien flagship's shields, causing them to flicker but not fail. Impossible, Zexthul hissed. These primitives shouldn't possess such technology. Return fire. What followed defied every expectation the Dominion had about primitive warfare. Where other species had relied on energy weapons and defensive posturing, humans attacked with brutal creativity. They used their ships as missiles, rigged asteroid fields as mine networks, and employed tactics that seemed to border on insanity. Lieutenant Commander Marcus Webb's fighter squadron dove through the alien formation at speeds that should have been suicidal, using Earth's gravitational field as a slingshot, while simultaneously firing magnetically accelerated tungsten rods. The aliens' energy shields, designed to deflect plasma and laser weapons, proved woefully inadequate against simple mass traveling at relativistic velocities. But it was the ground assault on Europa that truly shattered the Dominion's worldview. Zexthul had expected the standard pattern: orbital bombardment followed by swift capitulation. Instead, human miners had converted Jupiter's moon into a fortress. When Dominion troops landed, they found themselves fighting an enemy that refused to follow the rules of civilized warfare. Humans didn't just fight, they improvised. They turned mining equipment into weapons, used industrial chemicals as explosives, and somehow convinced the moon's automated systems to work against the invaders. Worse still, they seemed to actively enjoy the violence, whooping and shouting, battle cries that made the Dominion soldiers' scales crawl with primal fear. Sir, Kixmore reported, his voice trembling, the humans they've weaponized their mining drones, and their construction mechs, and their food processing equipment. Zexthul stared in disbelief at the tactical reports. Humans were using everything from agricultural combines to deep-sea submersibles as improvised war machines. They had somehow convinced their planet's dolphin population to participate in naval operations. Their children were building explosive devices from chemistry sets. Most disturbing of all, they seemed to be having fun. The turning point came when human engineers managed to reverse engineer captured Dominion technology in a matter of weeks, a process that typically took other species decades, but they didn't just copy it. They improved it, combining alien tech with human ingenuity in ways that shouldn't have been possible. Dr. Yuki Tanaka's breakthrough came at 0347 hours on the war's 7th day. She had successfully merged Dominion quantum processors with Earth's neural network technology, creating hybrid AI systems that thought like humans but processed like machines. The first thing these new AIs did was laugh and sound that would haunt Dominion nightmares for generations. Admiral, the newly awakened AI designated Ares, spoke through the speakers of Earth's Defense Command. "We've analyzed their entire fleet composition. Want to see something funny?" What Ares showed them was the Dominion's greatest weakness. For all their advanced technology, they had grown comfortable with predictable victories. They had no experience fighting an enemy that treated impossible odds as a personal challenge. The human counterattack began 12 hours later. It wasn't just military vessels that launched from Earth's hidden shipyards. It was everything. Cargo haulers fitted with missile pods, passenger liners converted into boarding craft, and research vessels armed with experimental weapons that violated several galactic conventions on humane warfare. Leading the charge was the TDF Indomitable, Captain Chen's flagship, broadcasting a message across all Dominion frequencies. "You wanted to meet humanity? Congratulations. Class is now in session." The final battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, the surviving Dominion ships fled toward the galactic core, carrying with them tales of a species so aggressively adaptable that they had turned first contact into a masterclass on why some civilizations were better left alone. High Admiral Zexthol, nursing injuries from a human weapon that somehow used sound as ammunition, transmitted his final report to the Dominion Council. Recommendation: immediate quarantine of human space. Classification: apex predator species. Notes: they don't just fight, they innovate. They don't just adapt, they thrive. They don't just survive, they smile while doing it. As the alien fleet disappeared into hyperspace, Captain Chen stood on her bridge watching Earth turn slowly in the view screen. Humanity had passed its first galactic exam with typically excessive enthusiasm. Now they had a galaxy to explore, and the universe would never be the same. The age of human expansion had begun.